Well, hi everyone. Good afternoon and good morning for those who are still in the morning. It's Geoffrey. Really nice to have you all here for this talk, where we'll be talking about AI training with Remotetask and Scale AI. We have two great speakers that I'll introduce in a few minutes. And the idea of this conversation is we'll have first Geoffrey and Daniel presenting some information about this project and about AI for about 40 minutes. Of course, you can chat and ask questions, but the final 15 minutes of this talk, we'll have a space for you to open your microphones and ask some questions to Geoffrey and Daniel, and that will be interactive. So really nice to have you all here. Of course, if you're not talking, please mute yourself. I'm a great defender of human relations, so I invite you, for those who want it. Of course, I won't make it for everyone, but if you want to turn your cameras on and make our connections more human, I really like that, and I think that's the first way to start human connection. So really nice to have you here. First, I'll introduce Daniel de Alba, who is from Scale AI. He works at Digital Grow and Marketing Associate there. Hi, Daniel. You can introduce yourself.
Hey, thank you. I'm Daniel de Alba from Mexico City, and I want to introduce myself. I am a digital growth marketing associate at Scale AI. And if you don't know, this talk will be in English because it is a requirement for this project. So it is very important that you know that. And let me present my colleague, Jeffrey. Please, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Guido. Hi, everyone. Excuse me. Let me share my screen. So I was good to see all of your messages in the chat. I know Henry students and graduates come from all over Latin America. But one of the things I wanted to note is that for this moment, we only can accept candidates in Argentina and Mexico. So if you're not from one of those places or are not currently residing in one of those places, we hope to be able to include you to our platform soon, but for now we can't. So I don't want to take up your time with things like that, but we're just focused on Argentina and Mexico at the moment. But hope to welcome you soon. Today we're going to be talking about remote tasks. And it may be confusing. What is Remotetask? What is Scale AI? So I'll talk about the relationship between Remotetask and Scale AI. Scale AI is the company that Danielle and I work for. We are focused on accelerating the development of AI and AI applications. And we're based in San Francisco, California. We work with lots of big technology companies, well-known technology companies, to help them develop their AI applications. Remote tasks and another platform called Outlier are our products that allow various kinds of experts, coders, doctors, scientists, writers to work and make money training AI models. We have 260,000 freelancers on our platforms that are all working together to advance the development of AI. So to talk about some of the details, right now we're focused on acquiring lots of coders. That's why we're here speaking to all the Henry graduates and students. The structure of the work is 100% flexible and 100% remote. So there is no minimum number of hours to work, and there is no maximum number of hours to work. And you can also work from, there's no office, you can work from wherever. We pay out weekly via PayPal or AirTM. And we have various different kinds of coding related projects that you might be assigned to work on. These might be things like ranking different kinds of code produced by an AI model, ranking them based on how efficient they are, or if they achieve a goal, or if they do certain things. And there also may be tasks where you're given a prompt and you have to write code from scratch, or you're given some code that's written by an AI model and you're asked to edit it, to improve it, or to fix a bug. So here's an example of what the interface looks like when you're working on a rating question. So there's a model response A, and you can't see it from the screenshot, but there's a model response B. And on the side, you can see there are ratings for the correctness of the code. Does it return an empty result? Is the result correct or incorrect? Does it return a bad quality result? So these are the types of information that it takes someone who's skilled in coding to be able to make these judgments and evaluations. So in terms of qualifications, we're looking for 4 main languages, and also there's some interest in SQL as well. But those are Python, Java, JavaScript, C++, and HTML. Excuse me, including HTML and SQL. So that's 6. We would like someone, we have projects for all skill levels, but we would want someone ideally to have a decent amount of time working familiarity with the language. We have a screening process that consists of a technical interview, and that technical interview, you will work with your interviewer. They will give you a coding problem, and you will be asked to solve that coding problem while also explaining your work in English to your interviewer. So we're looking for someone with enough of a skill level to be able to do well on a problem like that. In terms of the benefits of this opportunity, it's very flexible. Again, you can work wherever and whenever you want. We have plenty of work. Assignments are project-based, so you will work on one project for 1 month to 3 months, and then move on to a different project. But there are always enough projects. There's always enough work. You can work 40 hours a week, more or less, as much as you want. Normally, we say 15 to 20 hours is good, but again, it's very flexible. You'll also be exposed to directly working with the next generation of AI models, and you'll be working on interesting coding problems to help them improve what they do. In terms of earnings, very important question. In Argentina and Mexico, the range based on your performance on the interview is from $16 an hour USD to $41 an hour USD. And we're also in US and Canada. I'm not sure if any students are located there, but our range for the US and Canada is 25 to 68 USD per hour. Again, some frequently asked questions. We're looking for some familiarity skill with code to be able to solve the types of problems that I was showing earlier. But we'll assess your competency based on an interview, and we'll be able to route you to different types of projects based on your performance of that interview. But one thing that everyone needs is to be very strong in English. All of our coding is a big part of what we're doing, but a almost more important part is to be able to write well and clearly in a way that an AI model will ingest and then work off of in the future. So we want the AI models to have, the best English that they can have. And so that skill will be screened for heavily in the interview. In terms of other details, as I said before, most people work 15 hours per week, but it's flexible, and payments are made every Tuesday via PayPal or AirTM. Again, we have plenty of projects. Projects are 1 to 3 months usually, but we always have plenty of projects to work on, and each project will have a different type of question or different types of prompts or challenges. So there's a lot of variety. And yes, you can certainly work with us in addition to other part-time or full-time opportunities if you're looking to make extra money on the side or anything like that. Yes. So this is a diagram of the onboarding process. The first step is to sign up for Remotasks. We will share a link in the chat as well, but there is a link on the Henry opportunity page. Guido, it might be good to share the document that we have if you have a moment. So you can take a look there for more of the details written down that I've spoken here. But the first step is to sign up for Remotasks and Slack. When you sign up for Remotasks, you'll see the opportunity to sign up for Slack as well. And in Slack, if you sign up with the link in the Henry document, we'll be able to add you to a Henry specific Slack channel to answer any questions you have or to help resolve any technical issues that occur. So that's very important to sign up on Remotasks and on Slack. From there, you will schedule your interview for 30 minutes, 1 to 2 questions, thinking out loud, working on a coding problem with your interviewer in English. And then from there, once you pass your interview, you will be directed to the ID verification phase. Because we work internationally, we use a secure third-party identity service, and they will ask for some type of document, and they will you'll take a selfie, and it'll match you to the document. But all of that is secured. None of that is accessible to anyone at scale, but a very small team dedicated to that work. Daniel and I can't see your selfies. So all of that is secure and managed by our partner. And from there, you'll be assigned to your first project. Usually, you can schedule a technical interview within 1 to 3 days. After passing your interview, you will know if you passed by the next day. And from there, you should be able to begin work that same day. So end to end, after completing your interview, you should be able to start work within 24 hours. You may have questions on more of the type of problems you might be working on. Here's an example of an easy problem, Python list methods. And these go from this type of question to more advanced questions. Give me Python code to split long text into paragraphs using any NLP framework you choose. And then we have even more sophisticated problems, longer, sort of more theoretical questions. And then we also have more, not quite theory questions, but how do you train a model to estimate the life cycle of a motor in Python? So touches on coding skills, but also on thinking, reasoning, problem-solving skills. Final notes. Signing up with the link, the special Henry link in the Henry document, very important to make sure that we can identify you as Henry students and graduates, and we can add you to the Henry Slack channel once you sign up for Slack. Probably the most important thing about the process. If you don't use that link, you won't be able to work on coding projects. So please, please, please make sure you use that link. If you have signed up already, you should be able to schedule an interview in the platform. It'll say start tasking, and it'll say schedule technical interview on your dashboard page. There'll be a blue button that says start tasking, and that will take you to the interview schedule page. So that covers our summary of the opportunity. I want to make sure there are opportunities to ask and answer questions. Take a look in the chat.
There are many questions in the chat, so maybe you can answer some of them from there. And if anyone wants to talk, you can raise your hand and open your mic and ask directly your questions or write it in your chat.
Yeah, I have a question for Geoffrey, please.
Yes, hi, Mariana.
And now I started as a coder community, but the thing is, in these days, it appeared this message, and I don't know how to resolve this. Your task queue is currently empty. That is the message.
Can you send
And
me
I, and
your email?
I don't know why this.
I will put my email here.
Yeah.
And if you can send me your email or anyone else who's seeing that message.
Yeah, actually, if anyone had any trouble with the ID verification, I've shared a form and in the post at Slack where you can submit your error and we will share with Jeffrey. But of course, you can share all your issues that you're having and questions about the interview process, the technical interview, and the tasks as Jeffrey just showed us.
Sure. Yes, that's probably the way to go then.
Hello.
Hi, Juan Diego.
Hello. Well, I have a question about tasks and hours. Uh, I I understand that you pay hourly, but the question here is how many tasks a collaborator could make within an hour, or we have a limit time for certain kind of task.
Yes, so some tasks take less than an hour, some tasks take more than an hour. We have an estimation of how long a task should take, and there's an upper bound, like a maximum amount of time that you'll be paid to work on a single task. So you are paid hourly. We obviously the best quality of work is when people don't have to rush. So you're not paid by the number of tasks that you complete, but we do have a sense of what the average time is to complete a task. And if we see people constantly going to the maximum, we think they're just waiting for the timer to go to the max before they submit. We are able to detect things like that. But to balance it out, we do pay hourly, but we also have an expectation of how long a task should take.
Great, great. Thank you so much.
Sure. Brian,
Hello.
you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. I would like to ask a question. What are you referring to about person from Argentina and Mexico? Does it mean I have to be a citizen and resident of Argentina and Mexico? I mean, just because I am a citizen from Argentina, but I am a resident in Italy. So my question is, can I work from Italy?
If you're in Italy, so Italy is not on our list of countries that we accept currently in the EU, so it won't allow you to work. But the question, say, if you were a resident of Argentina and you were in Mexico, if you were signing up in Mexico as a resident of Argentina, in Mexico, they'll ask you for Mexican documentation because they want to confirm that you are able to work in that country. So in cases where you're not residing in the country where you have documentation, I think you will most likely run into trouble with the verification.
Oh, okay. So I will not be able to work.
Yeah, not from Italy, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
So to sum up, you have to be, sorry, a clarification just that because it's a really usual question. So you need to be a citizen from that country with valid documentation and be currently living in that country. Is that right?
That's correct.
Thanks.
Thank you, Peter.
I think David had raised his hand.
I have an additional question.
Oh, excuse me, can I speak?
Yes, go ahead, David.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, thank you so much, Jeffrey, for the speech and the presentation. It was really clear. And my question is more related to the technical aspects. I would like to know, for example, if I will work for a project, if I can know in advance what kind of libraries or frameworks, for example, the project expect from me to already know. Maybe, I don't know, pandas, numpy, scikit-learn, TensorFlow, or these kind of libraries that are very used in the machine learning and AI field. I would like to know if we will have this kind of information in advance.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's not always the case that specific projects only use certain libraries or only use certain things. It may be a mix of a bunch of things. It's possible for you to select tasks that you feel comfortable working on. So if it uses a library or something you're not familiar with, you can decline to take that task and only work on things you feel comfortable with.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Mateus?
Yes, yes. Thanks for the talk. I have a specific question. My question is, when I made the coding certification, suddenly appears me a message that tells me that I cannot longer participate or I cannot continue doing the certification because my accuracy suddenly decreased. What does this mean? My quality report tells me that I have 4 out of 5 points. They rejected me or what? I don't understand well that.
Yes, I've heard you're not the only person to have this issue. I'm sorry, it's that the quality report is not the same as accuracy of the questions. So what happened there is you were writing code that is clear and is structured well, but the result wasn't correct.
Okay, but I I don't make any code. I just just evaluate the codes that they give me. The platform did me, but I don't any code. I don't make any code.
Oh, yes. Yeah, for the writing benchmarks. Um, hmm.
My question specifically is I don't know if they rejected me or not.
Yes. No, in that case, they did reject you, unfortunately. In terms of providing more information, I don't know exactly. Um, we I think could do a better job of explaining why people are declined in those cases. But part of the reason we don't do that is there are people who want to spam us or do fraud or figure out ways to do bad work, and they want to get around our protections. And so we don't like to tell people when they don't pass. I understand that that's sometimes a negative experience, so I apologize for that. But I can't provide too much more information. Sorry.
Okay, so on who can I question or who can I ask this question for more information?
We unfortunately can't provide details on things like that. There might be some projects in the future that you might be assigned to. You'll
Okay.
get an email in that case.
Okay.
But I unfortunately don't have any more information.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Mateus.
Miguel, I think that you were next with your hand raised.
Yeah, how? Hi, how are you? I have two questions. The first one is, this will be recorded. This is recorded. I can't find the talk somewhere because I was late. I was really late. So sorry. I didn't hear what you expressed today, but I am willing to get that information. That for first. And then I want to ask you about paying methods because I am already in a project. I understand that maybe in the technical interview, I did not reach what you were looking for in me, but you still want me for go there. So continuing that line, I start asking, but then I went to the Slack channel to read some other feedbacks, and I found that a lot of people not yet have been paid. So I am curious about that. I don't know if you can give me that information or if they going to email me or something like that.
Is it specifically that you haven't been paid for work that you've done? Because that would be is it specifically an issue you've experienced?
No, not from me because but I am starting and I am giving this a lot of time and work and enthusiasm. I just want to know if this is a isolated case or if this is a problem, is an issue that the company has. I don't know.
Yes, there are cases when we don't pay out taskers when they're suspected of fraud. These cases are very small relative to the hundreds of thousands of people we have on the platform. But when these people are detected for those reasons, they tend to be very aggressive and wanting to be paid. But if it should be very unlikely, as long as you've entered your information in correctly and all of those things. It should be very unlikely that you have any issues with pay, but if you do, please send me an email. But those cases are usually people who are engaging in spam or in fraud or in those types of behaviors. We stop payment in those cases.
Okay, great. Thank you, Geoffrey. Sorry, I was asking this. I know it's not a comfortable thing to talk about, but it calls my attention that those requirements, they weren't answered by anyone from Remotetask. So that keeps my attention like in an alarm. But thank you. You were so nice answering me. And I am really, really happy, excited of this opportunity. It's really interesting.
Are you in the Henry Slack channel, Henry specific Slack channel?
I am, yes, I am in the Slack channel of Henry, in the graduates Henry too, and in Remotetask Slack too, in the three channels.
Good. That's the best place where it's just Henry people, and if you have any questions and things like that, we have dedicated people for our partnerships and things to answer questions too.
Okay, so I'll pay attention to the Henry part only. Perfect, thank you.
Just because Monica had a question about the Remotetask Slack, it's called Henry 9448. That is the name of the channel. You should be added to it automatically when you sign up for Slack in the onboarding, if you use the link in the Henry document. But yes, it's called Henry 9448.
Thanks. I think Francisco is next.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Great. I'm having a problem with my account, and it's that I'm already registered on the Remotetask platform, but I did it from a LinkedIn post because I saw a post from Henry talking about the partnership, and that was before Henry sent us the document with the specific link to register. So I did it before from LinkedIn. So I think that I'm registered like not being a Henry student. So I haven't received any email that I should have, and I'm not in the Slack channel also. So I would like to know if there is any way that I could or register again using the link, or maybe change it from the platform.
Yes, we should be able to change your settings to be able to give you the tags to be identified as Henry. If
right.
you Guido, you said you had a form where you collect things like that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'll share it. It's about it was created for ID issues, but you have an final question that
Oh,
it's
yes.
an open
I com
an open space, free text space. So I'll share it in this chat. I'll look for it. I'll share it, and you can submit any other issues that you're having about
Okay.
your registration.
Okay, I completed the form, but I also had a verification problem with my document. So I completed first for that reason, and then I realized that I registered from the wrong link. So I also completed the form again, explaining that reason, but I haven't received any response from it.
This is just for me, but another advice, be patient. Some things might take 24 up to 48
Of
hours.
course.
Maybe when you submit the form, we have already shared with the people from Remotetask, and they're reviewing it. And once they review it again, could be 1 up to 2 to 3 days. So just be patient. And of course, if after 72 hours you haven't received any response or solution, of course, contact us again. That should be the time frame where we can review all these issues.
Yes. I sent it twice because I realized that I had like another different error in my account. No, not only the identity verification.
Are you still waiting? Does it say your identity verification is still pending?
No, my identity verification was rejected twice, so it won't let me do it again. It was rejected, and and it said that I exceeded the allowed amount of tries.
Okay, yeah, if you submitted to the form, we can take a look at the issue. I have to pass that off to a different team because I'm not allowed to look at that information. So it may
Okay.
take a while longer. But I think this is not always the case, but general to tell everyone to make sure the documentation you're using is all up to date and you take clear pictures and things like that, because some issues are caused by that. I'm not saying that's what it was in this case. I'm not sure. But making sure, you have good documents and good clear photos and things like that.
Also,
Okay.
your document has to be like up to date. If it is expired, maybe that could be the problem. Or if you took a screenshot and you use the screenshot or something like that.
My document was, I mean, it's valid, and I took a photo like in that moment, but maybe the lightning was not so great, so maybe that was the reason.
Yeah, that's a common reason that for that kind of issues.
All right. Well, thank you. So I just have to wait to receive a response from the form. All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, Francisco.
Yeah, I think Tomas is next.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, hello. Sorry, I joined late. I wanted to ask because I'm currently living in Italy and I tried to join a Remotetask and register there using the Henry link, but I had some issues because it says like it was not open for positions here in Italy. Later, I received an email saying that there was some tasks that I could solve, and I did some like Italian language tests in order to a practice for joining the Remotetask. And I wanted to ask if because I'm not I joined the Slack channel, but I'm not in that Henry group that you named. And I just wanted to ask is if the all the tasks that I can work in are in Italian, or there will be, for example, the interview. I did not have the interview yet, but yes, I just wanted to ask what to expect about it, and that's the question.
Yes, thank you, Tomas. For Italy, we don't accept coders in Italy currently, but we do accept Italian. We have languages tasks on Remotasks. So if that's something you're interested in, you could proceed with that, and you'll be added to the Italian Slack channels and all of those things, but you wouldn't be a coder. I'm less familiar with that program, so I can't answer questions on it, or I don't want to answer questions incorrectly, but you could work on Italian things if you feel comfortable doing that.
Oh, okay. That was the question, because I did not see any related to the code, to the IT world or the coding stuff, but yes, related to the Italian language. And okay, thank you.
Sure. There's a question about passing the technical interview. If you based on your performance, you will be routed to like a level. So if there are 3 levels, if you don't pass the lowest level, then you won't be able to work on projects. But there's like a level 1, level 2, and level 3. So, hopefully you fall in one of those. If you don't reach the level 1 performance, you won't be able to work on coding projects. Ezekiel, you will receive an email, I believe, that will tell you your level. And it'll also be, after you pass the interview, you will have a course after that, or you'll have a thing after that where you will write the languages that you are comfortable in, which coding languages you want to work in, and there it will tell you what level you pass to. Michaela, am I saying that correctly? I'm sorry.
Yes, I think that in English is Michaela, but it's okay. Sorry. This class is recorded and it's going to be somewhere or not?
I believe it's being recorded. Guido, do you know how you will distribute it later?
Yes, it's recorded, and of course, we'll share with you so you can have many of these questions that you're asking have already been asked, and you can review all that Geoffrey presented at the beginning and all the questions and answers. So by the end, once the recording is processed, we will be sharing with you by Slack.
Perfect, thank you. And now going back to Slack, I was looking for the channel and it's not the name you gave us. So I am in another one that says TAS, because I was a teaching assistant. I thought that was like for teaching assistants. Now I know I'm wrong. How can I? No. The question is, at that channel of Henry, you select us to put us on there, or I have to wait for an email to the access?
You should be added automatically. So I will send my email and you can send me an email. And I can see if make sure you have all the permissions you need and things like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Emmanuel asking about a career path and the frequency of projects. There are plenty of projects. As soon as you finish one project or as soon as one project ends, there will be another one, assuming that the level of work you produce is high enough. We do remove people whose work standard is not high enough. but you'll be able to receive feedback and notifications and things like that if that's the case. But for so long as you do good work and are interested in working with us, we have plenty of projects, 100%.
Any other questions? Some of you had raised and lower your hand, so feel free to ask it by chat, or of course, open your microphone and ask it.
Juan Pablo asking if he is qualifies as level 1, can he upgrade later? Right now, I think it depends on your performance level at that level, or your quality at that level. If you're particularly high quality at your level, there is a chance for you to be promoted upward, but I would say that is rare. So in most cases, if you are level 1, you will stay at level 1. Are projects assigned automatically? Projects are assigned automatically, but you can select, you can accept or decline tasks within the project based on what you feel comfortable working on. Juan Diego.
Well, regarding about what we could accept or decline, and regarding all the projects, I remember that prior this and prior, I received an email from Remotetask apologizing that they didn't consider that I was Henry grad. I was performing some kind of course and some questions, and I remember that I was asked to rate a C code, and despite that in the beginning I choose that I am only proficient in Python. So the question here is, if are we gonna work on projects that work with C language program, or we could expect that we are going to work only with Python?
You'll only work on the languages that you select.
Okay.
So at the beginning, the rating course, it gives you the option to select if you want to screen in Python or C or things like that, and your interview will be in just the language you select.
Okay, great. And regarding the interview, I have already a schedule in the interview, and can I be sure that I am in the good path as a Henry? Because I don't remember that I signed up with the link that you have mentioned before. You even mentioned that it's really important that we follow all this path, but I don't remember currently if I sign up with that link. How can I know?
If you were able to schedule an interview, you're in the right place.
Ah, great, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dario, you said you had Python questions and you selected JS. Do you still have those questions? Oh, okay. Yes, it said that it was an error and for the interview to receive the interview link instead. Monica, same thing. If you scheduled an interview, we know you are from Henry. The interviews are only open to Henry and other bootcamp partners that we work with. So if you have an interview, you're on the good path. Is there a way to practice for the interview? I would say general interview practice skills will apply here. I think generally with technical interviews, it's tough to know in advance what question you will be asked. But a good thing to practice would be your presentation skills and how you organize your thoughts. Your interviewer wants to work through the question and wants you to get a correct answer at the end, but they also want to hear how you're thinking and why you're choosing the solution that you're choosing. So that's something that I think is easier to practice. What will be the difference of being a random person joining and being a Henry? Random people don't get interviews. Random people take longer written exams. Henry's and other partners get interviews. That's the difference.
And also personalized support if you have any issue.
Yes, we have the Henry Slack channel as well. But I want to make sure I've known some people weren't getting added to that, so I will confirm that that's working correctly.
Any other questions? This was actually really helpful, but because you might not know it, Jeffrey, but within our Slack channel, we have lots of questions regarding about this, about, for example, if you can select the interview, it's because you're in the right link. Those informations are really helpful. So thanks.
Great. Good. Well, thank you, Guido. If there aren't any last questions.
I think we are good. And if anyone had any other issue, I've shared a form about the ID verification, but it's really open for you for any issue that you might be having. I will share with the Scale AI and the remote task team frequently. So, of course, and if you fill it, it's in English. Please write it in English. We had some answers in Spanish. So it's important that you ask your questions and your issues in English. So anything you might need to ask or any other issue you are seeing, just fill the form. And of course, good luck to everyone. And thank you, Geoffrey and Daniel, for this opportunity. People that are already working with you are really excited, as Michaela said, to be part of this project, to be training one of the largest AI models in the world, working with one of the top San Francisco companies, hiring people from all over the world. So it's a really exciting opportunity. And thanks for it.
Thank you, Guido. And thank you, Henry's.
Bye, everyone. We'll share the
Thank you.
recording in a few hours.
Thank you.
Have a great
Nice
afternoon.
holiday.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
It was great
Bye,
to meet
everyone.
you. Bye.